educations are going to be regarding the new UAR and these changes that are coming about?
Yeah, so I think as far as training and education for the new URAR, I think the GSEs learned a lot the last time we went through a big change. So
Hmm.
we have used, as I've said, these current forms since about 2005, but they revamped it at one point where they said, okay, now, see this field, we're actually going to use for 3 pieces of data. So you're going to use certain abbreviations here and things. So we went through that, and um, that was awkward in some senses, right? There wasn't quite as much education and training that was put out there in a formal, uniform, consistent way. And so people did have some significant growing pains. And it's not to say that appraisers and lenders and others will not have growing pains this time around. We will, right? But what they're doing is they went about it by putting out a request for an education provider to sort of propose, how should this be presented? What will the materials be? Design it and make it available and things like this. So there is an education provider out there that has been sort of assigned this, has been awarded this, and there is going to be long and short training. There's going to be training materials. There's going to be handouts. There's going to be quick reference. And this is going to be for all participants. So this is not simply going to be for the appraisers who are doing the appraisal.
Hmm.
It's going to be for appraisers. This is going to be for education providers. So any education provider is going to have this available to them from the GSEs, because this is actually being developed for the GSEs. Then they can distribute it out to education providers. So it's the lenders, it's the AMCs, it's the appraisers, it's the education providers, it's the regulators at the state levels. It's everybody is going to have the ability to take this type of education and training to understand what's going on, because this report format is going to be really a revolution in terms of how the data gets into it and then how it is presented as a report. So reading it is going to be different. Long run, it's going to be easier to read and understand, but it's very different from what we see now. And so
Hmm.
that education is going to be remarkably important, and I would say accessible, which I don't think we had it quite so accessible and consistent in terms of the quality and the content of education last time we went through something like this. This is a much bigger data set shift. There's many, many, many more data points. So in other words, what sort of if we think of them as fields, right? What fields are being collected, what data is being collected. So we need that education. And I was really happy to see that the GSEs really took it to heart to bring education to the masses, really. And it can be used basically for anybody. I'm on the list of education providers to be teaching this. I'm really excited to take a look at it. Currently, I actually have a few seminars on the new UAD, on the new URAR, taking a look at the report and the differences and things like that. But this education that's being developed is going to be leaps and bounds, much more thorough, a much deeper dive into what's this going to look at like, what is it going to take, and things like this.
Got it. Well, I greatly appreciate all the information that you've provided with me here today. I think the important point is recognizing the need for the modernization. I mean, it's ultimately to better and enhance the process as far as the efficiency, the accuracy, and even the transparency to make it all more consistent. And it sounds like after the adjustment period, the transition period, it will essentially make things easier. Um, and it's just a matter of changing with the times. So we're in 2024 now. We should have had flying cars by now, but that's besides the point. But things sure are taking um, changes every year, every few years. And like you said, this one's been in the works for some time. So it's not really a surprise. It's just knowing how to handle these changes that are coming about. You've definitely got classes and trainings and services to provide to people in the industry out there. ValueLink has a software and a technology platform for the lenders as well as the appraisers and AMCs. And our goal altogether is to stay innovative to make sure everybody is getting what they need to make their process as best as possible. So if you want to, I don't know, touch on any of that or help me wrap this up, I appreciate the time, of course.
overall, I think it's, appraisers are faced with technical decisions to make in terms of scope of work, in terms of adequacy of data, but they're also faced with business decisions on, what type of education are they going to take on for themselves, so that they're understanding, and when do they accept these types of work? When do they say, it's not appropriate, we need to upgrade it, and things like that. So I think what I'm trying to do is sort of step back and take a look at this as, sort of a holistic approach.
Mhm.
What's going on? What do I understand? Where are my gaps? What do I need to gain more knowledge on to understand the entire picture? So I don't know if that's,
Absolutely.
a good wrap.
No, absolutely. I agree with you. I think that's going to be a matter for a lot of people in this industry to kind of take a step back and kind of reevaluate and figure out the best process moving forward, and ensuring that they have the right tools, whether it be training, whether it be their technology platform, et cetera, to make sure that their business is running as best as possible. So I agree.
Exactly. So yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to be talking about these different topics. I know there's a lot of moving parts right now, so I appreciate the opportunity to talk to really, all different participants, and anyone can reach out if they need, more information. They can go to my website. They can contact me by email. Whatever sort of works best for people. We just want to make sure that the valuation profession continues moving along with the changes, because what we find is when we don't know how to adjust to change, that's when other sort of solutions come into play. And so I'm really looking for the opportunity for, I always look for the opportunity for how can an appraiser continually be involved. And so that's really what we try to focus on.
Absolutely. I appreciate your time as well. And as Josh mentioned, please reach out to him. You can reach out to us here at ValueLink Software to ensure that your technology needs are taken care of.